What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to another trade recap video. It's another day to be grateful for, and I'm $3,000 richer. I'm sure a lot of you guys took those trades that I sent out yesterday in the Telegram as well. And yeah, I wanted to do a trade recap for you guys as I have been doing. I'm on a roll and it's feeling good. The YouTube channel is growing, the Instagram page is growing. I got to keep it up for you guys. So here's the actual withdrawal, and I did get scared yesterday actually because when I was withdrawing, I got an email back from them. Usually I get the confirmation and they're like, confirm that this is you withdrawing. But this time it was like, your account margin isn't large enough for you to get this withdrawal. And I was like, what does this mean? Like, I had no idea what they meant. But I reached out and they were just like, close the rest of your positions. And that's what was preventing me from withdrawing. So I got the payout. It's in the bank account now. Grateful for that. And let's go hop into the charts. Why I actually took this trade. I mean, I shared it with you guys, so most of you should already be aware of the bias going into this trade. And yeah, I do have already basically everything highlighted. Where it actually ran to is also a pretty significant level. But let's hop into the initial first trade. We should also review the... Where is it? We should also review the Telegram, how I actually narrated my trade. So first of all, right here, right, I shared this early into Asia session. I said Asia IFVG captured. So normally what I look for is an IFVG, right? So let's start from the daily time frame and actually think about why I was bullish at all in this day when we had so much bearish like draws on liquidity. And that was because of the daily FVG that we have been using, the same trade that I did a recap on previously. And so as we scale down, we'll notice that the daily candle opened right and started running up. So what I was just waiting for was Asia session, right? Asia session starts at 8 p.m. in Eastern time. So I'm waiting for Asia session to begin. It's running up right now from the open. And one thing that I noticed, which I have right here, is this candle that opened started running up instantly and there was no wick. So if we scale back right here, you'll see on the daily candle, there is also no wick. And I was paying significant attention to this. I even sent it out. The daily candle has no wick at 5 p.m., 23 minutes after Asia session started. Because for me, in my time zone, 5 p.m. is equivalent to 8 p.m. in Eastern time. So I sent out, hey, the daily candle has no wick. And from what I've experienced over and over again in my trading is whenever there's candles without a wick, it always comes back to fill that wick either in the same day or later in the week. Like, it's just a draw on liquidity that I note for myself and I pay attention. Because I even see sometimes, even if there's like a fair value gap below, it will stop at the, after it creates the wick of a, or like fills it. It's like an inefficiency as well. Comes below the open and then reverses from it. So it's a pretty significant draw on liquidity and confluence that I've been using recently. So right away I paid attention to that, but I was also open-minded. I was open-minded because my model that I've seen play out over and over again was happening right in front of me. And basically what I was looking for was this bearish fair value gap, right? 3 candle range, there's a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap. And as soon as Asia session opened, it closed above. So the 7 p.m. 1 hour candle closed above this bearish fair value gap. I'm going to go close this door because I think like the trash man came. Okay. So as soon as Asia opened, we created this IFVG. I was already bullish and it aligned with the perfect time. Not only that, but I'm not sure if I can show you guys in replay, but this is like one of the main reasons that I was pretty confident in this trade. So when it closed, I'm pretty sure I can slowly play this. Okay, it doesn't play very slowly. Point one. Let's see. Basically, right here. So when the new candle opens, okay, it still plays it insanely fast. What is this? When the new candle opens up here, there would be a inefficiency, a new fair value gap that would have formed right here. And there's this concept called immediate rebalance, which means that the wick overlaps with the other one. So it basically prevents a new fair value gap from forming. As I just mentioned, if the candle, the 8 o'clock candle, when Asia session opened, only started expanding up as soon as it opened, there would have been a new fair value gap. So what I saw is that it comes down and overlaps with the previous wick and then starts moving back up. When I saw that, I realized, hey, this is an immediate rebound. It's preventing a new fair value gap from forming, so it doesn't have to come back to this specific part. And so I basically entered my position from there. I didn't use any other confirmation. And especially because I was confident in these highs being swept. You guys see this? This is like clear accumulation. Like this entire trade was basically like both of the trades that we took yesterday was accumulation, and we caught both sides of manipulation, right? Manipulation on buy side and then sell side right afterwards, because there was these lows right here and these. So let's clean up the charts. So yeah, we also had these highs. I was pretty confident that we were going to run up. And I was honestly even aiming for higher than this high right here, because there's a 4-hour fair value gap that I also mentioned in the last trade recap video. So as we start running up, let me go back to normal. As we start running up, we sweep these highs and I scale up to the 4-hour time frame. So 4-hour time frame, there is this bearish fair value gap right here, and there's an IFVG. So the high of both of those is the same exact thing. And what I notice is that the candles actually stop and then we start moving down. So we basically respected that, but I was still bullish. I even entered some buy side positions inside of this leg, like when the 30-minute candle closed, like right here, 30-minute candle closed. And yeah, it looks like it fell, but you see this big wick? This big wick was buy side. When this candle closed, we started running up. So I was honestly expecting that we might run and take out these highs. I was expecting that, and I took some positions. I lost those positions. That was still fine for me. And I basically was continuously buying until this right here. This next candle closed below. When that happened, it was just about the end of Asia session, and I was like, okay, since this happened right now, London session is coming up soon. I'm thinking, because we have this wick right here, I sent out in the Telegram, I see that this IFVG, 30-minute IFVG after respecting the 4-hour. So basically, once this 4-hour was respected, right, the candles closed and we started running down, the 30-minute IFVG was created. So I was bullish, but up until we closed below, that's when I switched around. And I also noticed that we took out these highs. So if we start running up after creating an IFVG next to these highs, that would be some support resistance stuff. And I definitely know that the market does not want to give no support and resistance entries to these retail traders. So I was looking for a sell side. We got the confirmation, and I just entered straight off this IFVG. There was some lower time frame stuff I was looking at, like this 5-minute right there. So we closed below right there, and we started running back up. 11:30, closed below it, and we ran back up into a 5-minute. Started running lower. There was some even like consolidation right here on the 1-minute time frame. There was some more fair value gaps that were being respected, like this. So I saw some lower time frame stuff like this as well, and I used that as like confirmation to add another position. I think I got in with 2 positions. One of them was 0.5 and one of them was 0.25. And from then on, we just started running, and we got some huge like sell side. Like once it ran, it like literally gapped like this, and I was just like, let's go. Most people would get afraid of this and try to go long, but I was pretty confident because the daily candle had no wick. So I literally held my position for another 400 pips. I actually ended up closing it at around 355, which was inside of the daily fair value gap. So the bias for this trade was not only the daily candle without a wick, but it was also to enter into the daily fair value gap, which we missed. So that's what I was looking for, right? And 30-minute IFVG gave us that confirmation. Boom, I got in, held the position to basically this low right here, which was the daily fair value gap, which was also under this low, which was the daily candle without a wick. So that was basically like my entire reasoning. So we got the Asia session expansion from the 1-hour IFVG, ran it up to those equal highs, started seeing price reverse from the 4-hour, and switched our narrative and bias towards sells. So once we got that 30-minute IFVG, we got into sells, aimed for the equal lows, and that was like basically perfect manipulation legs. We caught the buy side and the sell side, and I was honestly looking for another expansion to happen somewhere today to run it back up to those highs that we missed, which was the 4-hour fair value gap to the left-hand side, which was just slightly above this high. I was expecting it to run up, and I think we still will run up, especially now that we have this this daily IFVG. Oh wow. So we tapped in and pulled back from this. We already see it being respected. The daily candle comes to a close in 2 hours. So it's likely to close somewhere here, and I'll be looking for buys in the next daily candle. It's definitely going to be a good opportunity to go for some buys. Gonna make sure I'm not in a position. Okay, so yeah, from the open of the daily candle, basically the daily candle is going to be closing inside of this bullish IFVG, right? There's definitely like, it's not only this bullish FVG, but it's also this IFVG, and it's like basically closing just around here. And I love seeing that when Asia session opens. So I'll be looking for my model. I'll be looking for an expansion back up to those highs, the 4-hour FVG that I just showed you guys earlier, and all-time highs. And I also have this wick marked out to the half point. This ends up acting like a fair value gap, and there's a chance that it can reverse after taking out this high, stopping right here. So just things that I'm looking out for, and I'm adapting, right? I'm not saying it's going to specifically stop here. You don't say that. You just watch price and you wait to see how it adapts. Like for me, a lot of people DM'd me yesterday after I sent out that I took those buys, even though there was all that stuff below. And it was just like, yeah, I'm not going to be afraid of taking a buy when my model shows itself, right? My model, which is the IFVG, during Asia session, especially after a sweep of liquidity, like my model showed itself. I'm not going to be scared. Like I would definitely consider the fact that it was going to go down. I kept it in mind, and that's why I was open to sells today or yesterday. But I'm not going to be afraid of taking buys, especially when we had those equal highs and a 4-hour FVG above. So there were some decent draws on liquidity for buy side as well. I was definitely expecting this to happen, and I was able to capitalize on both the buys and the sells. If you want to see my trades before they happen, I send out my analysis. Sometimes it is like kind of pushing you guys towards a signal where I'm like 30-minute confirmation, we're respecting the 4-hour, and you can kind of see what I'm looking for, but I try not to specifically format it as a signal. But if you guys want to see that, hop in the Telegram. I put the link in the bio of this video, the caption, and then be sure to follow my Instagram page. That's where I share most of this stuff, and you can see more about what I do. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something from this trade recap. I love gold, bro. This is genuinely one of the best pairs. It's respecting price action like I've never seen before, and it's running on buys. Once it starts running on buys, your accounts flip infinitesimally, if that's a word. Like they flip so much because the moves are genuinely like 400, 500 pips. So even if you get in with like a really low risk position, even a 0.01 will end up adding another $100, $200, $300 to your account. So definitely a good pair to trade, especially if you lock in a model like me. I catch the daily expansion, right? We catch the expansion from the open, and if I see that there's potential for it to reverse like it did, then we turn around and we start selling. That's exactly what we did, and that's exactly how I was able to secure another 3K payout today. All right, guys. Catch you in the next video. Later.